I am running into a lot of people who are having trouble making decisions. So if you're having trouble making decisions, of course, there's a lot of things that I could tell you, but what I want you to realize, the short and sweet of it is, if you have to make decisions, use the information that you have, use the experience that you have to make a decision. So sometimes we get so wrapped up in running to somebody else. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? But it is good to just sit down and get still and figure out, what do you feel like you need to do? And I mean with wisdom and courage and boldness, and not always trusting somebody else more than you trust yourself. And what I've learned is that the more decisions you make, good or bad, when you look at those decisions and you analyze and you say, okay, or you evaluate, you look at it and say, okay, what was this, a good decision? Was this a bad decision? What are the long-term consequences? What did I learn from making this decision? Because the more decisions you make, the better you get at making decisions. If you evaluate, if you study, if you look at, okay, these are the decisions that I made that didn't go so well. How can I make this better? How can I what could I have done? And are you look at, what did I learn from making this bad decision? What did I learn from making this good decision? But once you have some information, because you're not going to have all the information, nothing is 100% safe or risk free, or there's just nothing, there's no guarantees. So that, but know that making decisions, the more decisions you make, the more you're going to learn about how to make better decisions, and that you don't always have to go to somebody else. You can trust yourself, because you can use the experience and the wisdom that you have. And then more importantly, I think we take it to God in prayer and ask God, what do I need to do? And of course, I'm not saying that you don't have to ask, that don't ask anybody else. I'm saying you have to be able to sit still first with yourself and pray to God and ask him what you should do before you go and ask somebody else. I think there's a place for asking somebody else, but I think that every decision, you can't inquire from somebody else on every decision. Some decisions you got to make mistakes, you got to learn and grow, and the next time you know better. Don't be afraid to make a mistake, because it's part of the process of life. It's part of learning. It's part of growing. Is that you make the decisions with the information that you have, with the best that you can, doing the best that you can. And sometimes you make a good decision, sometimes you make a bad decision, but you've got to make the decision so that you can work out the decision making muscle. You got to make the decision so you can learn how to trust yourself. You got to make the decision so that you can learn and grow. You got to make the decision so you can know every time. You can learn how to make better decisions, but every decision is not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. So don't go to somebody else asking them what you should do, so that if it doesn't work out, you can blame them. No, you make the decision so that you can learn and you can take responsibility for yourself. If it's the blame, you can blame yourself, but it is a learning experience. Life is a learning experience, and we can't trust our life to somebody else. We just can't trust our life to somebody else. We've got to make the decisions. Our life is our responsibility. We can write our own life story. We don't have to trust our life story to somebody else. We have to trust somebody else to make the best decisions for us. Because the truth of the matter is, nobody can make the best decisions for you but you. So you've got to make the decisions. You got to learn from the decisions that you make, good and bad, and then grow and have the information next time you get ready to make another decision. And just know that you've got to look at what did you learn from it. You can't just make a decision, make a bad decision, and then just blow it off. No, you got to figure out what went right, what went wrong. Did you make the decision out of emotion? Kind of what happened. You got to evaluate it. And just know that you can make good decisions, and it comes from making decisions over and over again. It comes from practice, making decisions over and over again. And of course, you want to get wiser, you want to get better, you want to learn more, you want to grow, you want to learn from other people's experience. But you have to learn how to trust yourself so that you can get better at making decisions. So learn to make decisions. Don't be afraid to make decisions. Don't trust somebody else's with your life. Don't trust somebody else's what they want you to do, what they expect with you. I mean, for you. You gotta figure out what you want for yourself. You gotta figure out what you need to do for yourself. So make decisions today and then learn from them. Every decision you make, just keep learning and growing from that decision.